My brother Marcus was 8 when he broke 3 of my fingers with a baseball bat. I was 11. We were out in the backyard in Knoxville on a Saturday afternoon, and our dad was inside watching the game, and Marcus did it the way you'd take a practice swing, easy and deliberate. And then he just stood there looking at my hand on the grass like he was checking his work. I went inside and told my dad I had fallen off the fence. By then, I already knew which stories my parents would accept, and which ones would cost me more than the injury already had. By the time I was 13, I had gotten real good at math. I could calculate in about 4 seconds whether Marcus was in a mood, whether the doors were locked, whether my parents were close enough that noise would matter. I was a straight A student. I think now that the same part of my brain I used to survive at home was the same part that made algebra easy. You learn to track variables. You learn which ones are dangerous. He came into my room one winter night when I was 15 with a hunting knife our grandfather had left us. He sat on the floor at the foot of my bed and turned it over in his hands and told me he thought about it all the time, using it. He was specific about what he meant, and I will not repeat the specifics here. I lay in bed and stared at the ceiling and made my face do nothing, because I had gotten good at that too. He left after a while. I got up and dragged my bookshelf in front of the door and sat there until I heard the school bus the next morning. He put our mother in the hospital 6 weeks later. She told the admitting nurse she had walked into a door. The nurse looked at the pattern of the bruising and then looked at me sitting in the plastic chair by the window and asked if she could speak to me alone in the hallway. I said yes. I do not know why that hallway, and not any of the 100 hallways before it. Maybe I was just tired in a way that had finally gone all the way down to the bone. I told her everything, standing under those fluorescent lights, while a janitor pushed a mop past us and someone's monitor beeped down the hall. She listened the whole way through without interrupting once. When I was done, she put her hand on my arm and said, "None of that was your fault," and I had to look at the wall because I was not ready to cry in front of a stranger. Marcus was taken in by the police that same night. He was 18 by then. So there was no facility, no treatment center. He was charged as an adult. He pled down and did 2 years and has been in and out of the system ever since. He is 29 now and lives somewhere outside Chattanooga. My mother sends him money sometimes and doesn't tell me, and I pretend not to know because it is easier than the conversation. My mother and I are okay now. It took a long time, and a lot of Tuesday night phone calls, and one very hard weekend in a hotel in Gatlinburg, where we said everything we had never said and cried until we were both wrung out, and then went and got pancakes because we didn't know what else to do. The pancakes helped, actually. Sometimes the ordinary thing is the thing that saves you. I live in Denver now. I have a therapist named Carol who I have seen every other Thursday for 7 years, and who knows more about me than almost anyone alive. I have a house with a good yard and a dog named Biscuit, who sleeps at the foot of my bed and has never once made me feel like I had to calculate anything. The scar on my hand from the fingers healed crooked. My wedding ring sits a little sideways because of it. My wife says she loves that about my hand. She says it's part of the map of me. I used to flinch when she said things like that. Lately, I have been letting myself believe her.